So when you're putting the eyes on, you can kind of scoot it around and make sure. And then if you have any pencil marks left over, I have this tiny little eraser that I just go in and you won't see them when we're done adding the pan pastels and the eyelashes and all that stuff. And just blow it off, get rid of any eraser marks. So then we're going to take pan pastels and black, pink, and I use 2 different shades of the pink. I use the permanent red tint, and this is pearlized red. So there's that. And then I have paintbrush designated for each one of those. This color I only have 1 paintbrush, so I'm only using 1 paintbrush on the 2 pinks. But the blacks, now when you're doing this, you need to, it will get all over the place. And if you have pieces around that you don't want it to get on, then you need to move them so that you don't ruin what you've just done. Because yes, you can erase a certain extent of it. And then I'm gonna go in and add just on the one side of her eye. And I tend to go a little darker. There's that. And then the other side. So see how I add it, and then just blow it off because there'll be dust on it. And then you can put that one down and then take your little eraser again, and if you've got it too wide or you want to shape it a little bit more, just take that and go in and erase a little bit of that. That way it's not too wide. You don't want her to look like she has a black eye. And just take that off, clean off the eraser shavings. But you gotta be careful because those pan pastels will smudge, so you'll smear stuff everywhere. So that's that. And then we're gonna take the red and we're gonna do her cheeks. So just gonna load it up, and I just go in a circular motion on both sides. Blow it off. And then take the darker red. I didn't clean the brush or anything between. I just went right into that other color and add right in the center. You want to add a little bit of that dark red, or that pearlized red. And then there's her cheeks. And then the white, this is titanium white. And you're gonna take another paintbrush. These, I get these at Hobby Lobby. They're Master's Touch shaders. This is a 10/0. So you just go in, and this is where you don't want a whole lot on your brush again, because it'll be too dark. So I blow it off, tap it off, And I'm just gonna go in on the bottom half here and add just a little bit of highlight in there. You can always, if it's too dark, you can always go back in with your eraser and erase some of it. Or you can take your finger and you can rub it a little bit and it will lighten up. And then you take the, I have these alligator clip shader things with a 3mm pom-pom in it. I have one for white and one for pink because I like to take and spread the cheek out a little bit. I blend it a little bit more. Well, spread it for that. And then the white, I'm just going to go in and kind of blend that out a little bit. Now, I keep all my things in. I got these from Michael's. They come with a bigger storage case, so they're all stored together. I keep all my tools and such in here. And then I'm going to come in and I use the Copic multi-liners. So I have, it depends on the size of the thing that I'm working on as to what size pen I use. I'm looking for one right now, sorry. So for to go around the eyes, so I'm going to trace all the way around both of the eyes. I'm going to use a 0.1, a 0.1. So I'm just going to take my pen, and I'm just going to follow all the way around the eyes. And sometimes, you know, you can go a couple times if you want it to a little bit darker. And this side. There's that. So, and then the next size, I'm going to use, it's 0.25. I'm going to list all of the things I've used in the description so you can see what I'm using if it's not clear on the video. So you're just going to take and you're going to make a flicking motion. So you're just going to take it and you're going to just make a flick. You don't need a whole lot of pressure. If you have a good juicy pen, you don't need a lot of pressure. And you're just going to make flicks. I don't know if you've used Copics before. This is generally how you color with Copics, with a flicking motion. So then you're going to take, I'm just going to start. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that side. And this is with the 2.5, and then with the 0.35, which is a little bit bigger pen, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna go in and just do a little flicking motion. You can use a smaller pen if you wish. You can make them longer. But there's that. And there's her eyes done. Except for we got to put the highlights in. So for my highlights, I use a Jelly Roll pen. A lot of the times I'll use the 05 pen, and then these are glaze pens in white, and that number is number 850. So you're going to use that. And so with this one, it will take a minute, with the glaze pen, it'll take a minute for it to dry before it will turn white. And you have to be careful not to touch it because you will get white on other pieces if you're not careful. So with the regular Jelly Roll, I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight right there on the kind of outer edge of the white, of the black. Oops. That one is a little thicker than I like, but it'll work. So then you're going to take the jelly roll and you're going to first wipe off the tip if you have any dried on the end, and then just make a circle in the center. And I do a bigger one, then I do a small one, and then I do one over in the corner. And so you're going to do the same thing on this side. A circle, a daub, whatever you want to call it. A little one, and then one over here. And so now let's put her nose on. So here's her nose. And you'll just put a little bit of glue on the back of her nose. And you're gonna try to get it straight so she doesn't look like she's had her nose broke. I tend to, sometimes it can be a challenge because of the eyes, because it doesn't want to stick. You could use foam tape here too if you wanted, but and then I'll just hold it there for a second. And then also on her cheeks, I go in and I add 3 little dots with the glaze pen. I generally do this with all of my pieces. And then now we're ready to add some hair. So we're going to take and we're going to put some glue on the back of her hair piece here. And like I said, be careful not to touch that white until it dries. It'll look kind of milky until it's completely dry. And just kind of match up her. It's kind of even on both sides, so it's not you know, so it doesn't look funny, and it covers up her ears. So, and then you can add her headband, and so her headband is gonna go like that. You just want to make sure that you get the brown. You're not seeing brown through here, which I guess it doesn't really matter. So then you're going to take the back piece of her hair and line it up so that it looks normal. And then what I do is I take and I put a little bit of glue, and I don't put glue on the bottom yet because I got to put her body on first. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up the best that I can with the center of her head. And I'm using the center of this bow with the center of the back hair piece here. That's what I'm using to judge. Then you're going to take her body and you're going to put some glue on the back of here and on here. And now you're going to take it and put some glue on the back of her head. And then you're going to slide her body in, trying to keep it, centered. And maybe scoot her head down just a little bit there. And there's that piece. So she's all put together. And we're just going to go in with the gel pens again and add a little bit more highlights. For the bigger highlights, I'll use the 08 Jelly Roll pen. So I'm just going to go in, and it's just kind of random wherever wherever it happens to go, that's where it goes. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'll put a little bit there. Where you want things to look like it's bending around. There's that. And then put a little bit right here. And right here. And put some on her shoes. Like I said, tomorrow I'll add the soles in and the little bunny buttons. Actually, I might add a butterfly because of the butterfly in the papers and such, the little bugs. So that's pretty much her. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.